At the same time, I believe that there is the necessary means to have everybody represent themselves in today's society. We could do that by, well, creating a page just like any other networking page, any social media page kind of a thing. Yet we base it around the government, where the government has a profile. Everybody in the government has a profile. You can see what they're running for, what they ran for, what they're exactly doing, what they're promoting now, what they're exactly working on now, what they have said, and why they said it, what means of other business do they have. You could vote from that of, well, most individuals have television. They, for whatever reason, which I believe is silly, because it doesn't, to add more to waste, to making unnecessary resources, getting everybody to get a box, or force them to get cable, to spend money that they don't necessarily have to spend it. So I can see it in that sense, because the spend money is create jobs, and from that sense of an economic sense, brilliant. At the same time, silly, because it created more waste. Because it's, you know, if we had more of a willingness to recycle, we wouldn't be digging stuff out of a hole and putting it into another hole and then paving over that hole and call it a park. What kind of dead air are we, and stuff like that, are we trying to make? Now I say that because the fish, like in a fish tank, when the sand is over air in an air pocket, and that air pocket doesn't get refreshed, it dies, and it creates a hazardous waste in a sense. It's just, what I'm saying is the same exact thing, except for, well, I believe everybody should get the box. It's just from the standpoint of being able to kind of fund this project, get it going, push forth momentum to pay for it, in a sense, because we haven't or whatnot. So you get this box, and you hook it up to your TV. Now, you don't have to get that box, because, well, what if you have internet? There would be different, there would be a web version, there would be a TV version, that kind of thing, that we're starting to get into, which eventually it's going to merge into being the same thing. It's just, well, if you have time to go to Bookface and type in your status and stay on there for 3 hours looking at all the feeds and everything like that, potentially you have the same time to make a profile, in a sense, or at least whatnot, and have a checklist of stuff that I want to be informed about, this and this and this and this and this. Go through a checklist, check stuff off. You get an alert. This, somebody wants to do this with this. You say no or yes to that, based on, we can say no or yes from the beginning, and then it goes through, and it actually, there's no backdoor deals, because everything's clear and everything like that. There's no, like, to me, it would have, there would legitly have to be like a fourth party, not a third party, a fourth party that researches everything, so that it's not just a propaganda kind of a thing. It's not the same company who knows that a product is bad, yet wants to make money and still pushes a product out through the means of saying or hiring or creating a sister company that has to do with the science field or the research area that thing would come from or be researched in, and say it's good. So after that would happen, you would get the whole entire story of it, and you would actually get to see the details of what would happen if we can do this. And then I would say that you would even get to project it, because if it's a good idea, it should be based around something you build forward, base it, and then build from that, and all the other things so you're making a grid. So everything's running parallel this way, and then everything's running parallel this way. So, like the basis of a grid state, the power lines run like they intersect with each other and make a square, or what it is. They form corners. So all the other states around it can just hook up power lines going straight into it. They don't have to, the grid state doesn't have to make new power lines or make a weird S-shaped kind of a thing to connect the power lines. And so, kind of where I'm going with this video is, I believe that with that kind of a basis, that right there would employ so many people. Because then there would have to be people that would check up on, because I believe, just like I said, how do you stop using money? You don't. You just create new methods building upon on that. So we keep our government the way it is. It's because there's a point where you didn't get to necessarily vote on something because you didn't have time for it or whatnot. You had a busy time or whatnot. Now potentially everybody would be able to vote on it, and it passed until you voted on it. For keeping the government going, in a sense, they would represent you more, in a sense. That they would, because they are experts in how they created everything. Me personally, that's a different question. And I don't want to spend my whole entire life focusing on that when I can just focus on my other ideas and other things that actually interest me. Because what I believe is, I have these ideas. My thing isn't necessarily building the ideas, building the actual machine. Somebody else's enjoyment is that. So they should be able to do that. Me, myself, would be in the idea process, walking along with them, saying, well, what's this going on with this? Pretty much being the overseer of my idea and follow through with it